Okay, what we're going to do today is set up a TiddlyWiki, which is an online notebook so you can organise your notes in preparation for your exams and also for the rest of the year. So if we go to www.tiddlywiki.com, and you'll see over here is a download button. Click that, and down the bottom here it should be give us an option to save it. What you need to do is click on this drop down box next to save and click save as. Then choose where you want to save it. So I'm going to save it in my year 10 history folder, and let's make a new folder called TiddlyWiki revision. In that folder I'm going to call this exam revision, all one word, don't put any spaces in, okay, and then save that. It's running a security scan and now it's downloaded. I don't want to click open though. Click open folder, and then if you right click on the exam revision.html, go to properties and click unblock down the bottom here. If you don't see that unblock there, just ignore it. Just skip this step and then press apply and OK. Now we've got this downloaded, we can open it. It may have something down the bottom here about ActiveX controls. If it does have something down the bottom, you need to click allow content. Do not click the X to just close out of that. If you do that, it won't work. So you need to click allow ActiveX controls or allow blocked content if it says that. Over here we want to put your name in, so I've put in Mr. Head, you type in your name. What these are, this is the title of whatever your wiki is, and your wiki is comprised of different bits of information like this one here called tiddlers. So you can see here this is a built-in shadow tiddler. You're going to have tiddlers that have your information, and you're also going to have shadow tiddlers that hide in the background in the shadows and tell this wiki how to operate. So the shadow tiddlers will get this menu down here, it will get the title with whatever you want, and it will also do the colour scheme. So you can choose personalised colours. We're going to have a look at each one of those in turn. What I want you to do is click on this one here, site title, okay, and then site title currently says my TiddlyWiki, and you'll see that's what it says up there. So if we change this by double clicking and change this text to my year 10 history revision, and then done, that's what you're going to have. This here is the subtitle. So if we click on the site subtitle, we can then have semester 1 2012, and you'll see it's updated over there. Now we can close these by clicking close here, okay, and now we've got them set up, and those two shadow tiddlers have gone back into the shadows. Now we want to have our main menu set up down here. The main menu, which is over on the left, currently has getting started there, and you'll see down here that's what they've written in here. If we double click on that, let's think about the things that we've done so far this term. We've done Federation, we've done World War One, we've done maybe we should put the White Australia policy in here. We've done the Great Depression, and we've also done World War II. Let's save that by pressing done, and there we go, we've got them down there in a menu. However, they don't help us at the moment because they don't have any, they're not linked to anything. So if I double click on this again to edit it, we're going to put 2 square brackets around each of these. press done. There we go, now these are all hyperlinks. So let's close off this shadow tiddler, and we'll close off this getting started one, because we're not using that at the moment. Okay, so let's for instance set up our federation one. If we click on federation, you'll see here that the tiddler federation doesn't yet exist. So we'll double click on it and we'll create it. And let's say put our notes in, so you'll fill this in with your own notes. Australia federated in 1901, etc, etc. Some of the reasons for federation were, and what were they? They were defence, immigration, trade, sense of nationalism, and you can fill those in. If we press done, now we've got our notes on federation. Similarly, you can go to the White Australia policy and close off federation because we're not looking at that, and fill in the White Australia policy. But let's just go back to federation for a moment. You could put all of your notes, basically your whole essay on federation, in here, or you could create some separate tiddlers. So let's create different tiddlers for each of these issues, so then you can put your notes separately for each of those. So some of these reasons federation were, let's put a colon in there, and let's make a list of these. To make a list, we can either leave them like that, and it will look like that, or we can actually put dot points in, and we put dot points by just putting an asterisk before those. And now we've got them in a dot point list. Now remember how we do hyperlinks? We did it over here with the main menu. We do hyperlinks by pressing the square bracket key around each one. And now we've got those, but they're in italics. They're a hyperlink, but they're in italics because these don't exist yet. There is no tiddler called defence. So if we click on defence, we've opened it up, but it doesn't exist. So let's put in some information about defence. We might even want to give it a capital D. Type the text for defence. One reason for federation defence, and then dot points, because remember this is just note 6, small armies. Germany, Russia expanding. What else can we put in for defence? Federation meant defence. Okay, and whatever else you've got in your notes. And now, if we close, now we've got our notes for defence, we'll close all of these off, and we'll start and we'll think, right, today I want to revise federation. I might look at defence. Oh dear, we need to make this with a capital D. Okay, now you'll see it's gone in bold where they're still in italics. And there we go, there's our notes on defence. So you can have any number of links. You could have a link in here to a new tiddler, or you could have a link in here back to, say, the White Australia policy tiddler. Okay, I don't know why you'd want to, but you might. We could, for instance, when we do the sense of nationalism one, Australia, whoops, etc, etc. And we might also mention in this tiddler that more and more people were born in Australia, and whatever else we put in, but just say for argument's sake in this one we wanted to link it to the White Australia policy. Then we press done, and there's the White Australia policy. So if we open the White Australia policy here, blah blah, Now that one's created. Close them all off. If we want to get to the White Australia policy, obviously we can go to the menu, or we're looking at federation, we're looking at sense of nationalism. Oh, look, the White Australia policy, and then we can get there that way as well. Okay, so they're the main things that I wanted to show you today. One last, or a few more things. If we go to save changes, this is where you save. We do not go to file, save, or save as. We do not do that. We go to save changes. Okay, save changes. It will say an ActiveX control on this page, blah blah blah. We want to select yes. You must select yes to that. And main TiddlyWiki file saved, backup saved. If you have done what I've shown you in this order, you'll get that message. If you've done a Control S save, or you've moved it since you first saved it, or you've renamed it since you first saved it, you'll get an error. You must save it like that. And then if I go back, we'll see that it's got this other one here. The one with all the letters and, all the numbers, ignore that. This is always the one we work off. That's a backup file just in case you lose your work, but this is the one we always work off. If you open that, you will not be able to save it. Okay, the last thing I want to show you how to do is to change the color scheme. If you go to Google, because I can't remember this long web address off the top of my head, and we want to look up a TiddlyWiki for the rest of us. That's the one, first one there. And then for advanced users, customize your TiddlyWiki experience here. And then colors, images, gradient, style sheets. And then changing the colors. And then a few sample color schemes. Okay, once we've clicked on color schemes, you can just have a bit of a play with them. So let's just say, for argument's sake, we'll choose this apples one. What we need to do now is copy and paste everything there. Don't leave anything out. Copy it, and then we're going to go over here to the shadowed tiddler thing. If you can't see it, you need to click on more, and then shadowed, and then color palette. Now we need to edit this color palette. Remember, the shadow tiddlers are what works in the background, so we're not ever going to see this after we fix it up. We highlight them and paste over the top. You can press Ctrl V if you like, and then you press done, and your colours change immediately. So you can have a play around. Greenish grey, let's have a look how that looks. Copy, paste, and there you go. So you can do it however you like. Once you've done that, homework is to get cracking. Finish this Federation one, and also probably your White Australia policy notes. Remember, you want to keep it in note form. You want to keep it nice and easy to understand and refer back to, so that when it comes to exam time, you've got all your notes in front of you within this tiddler, or this TiddlyWiki. Save changes. Don't forget to keep doing that. Okay, hopefully that is all you need to know to get started on your TiddlyWiki.